All right, and so we're back today with another daily integral. So today we're going to be solving the integral of sine cubed x dx. So to solve this one, we're going to utilize some trig identities and also use substitution. One thing to keep in mind though is that whenever you're dealing with these types of integrals that are the trigonometric identity ones, keep in mind that whenever you're dealing with sine or cosine and they're being raised to an odd power like we have here, you're going to want to save a copy of it. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So in this case, we have sine cubed, right? So we can rewrite this as sine squared x times sine x dx. Okay, so we have that there now. Now earlier I did mention that we're going to be utilizing here trig identities, right? So recall that sine squared plus cosine squared x is equal to 1, okay? So what we have to do here is that we have to think about this as of like, okay, I have to get something that when I take the derivative of, it will give me this right here, okay? So what we're going to do here is that we're going to replace this sine squared by this identity here. So when we subtract cosine, it would give us 1 minus cosine squared x, right? So then that way we can rewrite this to be 1 minus cosine squared x. Oh, sorry, not yet. Sine x dx, right? So all of this right here is coming from this up here, and we're replacing sine x squared. So now that we have this here, let's go ahead and set this cosine squared here to u. So u equals cosine x, okay? And when we take the derivative of this, we know that that's going to be negative sine x dx. But notice how there's no negatives here. There's no negatives right here. So let's just go ahead and multiply this whole thing by negative 1. So that gives us negative du equals sine x dx. Recall, we have this negative here. So let's just go ahead and pull it out of the integral. And then that would give us 1. So it'd be a negative integral of, it'd be 1 minus u squared du, okay? Now let's go ahead and distribute this negative to that 1 right there and to that u squared, and that would just literally just change the order, right? And so then all we really got to do here is just integrate, you know? So let's just work this out bit by bit. So you have u minus du. This represents this, right? So we know that the integral of u squared, that's actually going to be 1/3, right? So it'll be 1/3 times u cubed minus u plus our constant of integration. So all we got to do here now is just replace our u with what we had set it up earlier with, which is what it was, the u equal to cosine x. So now all we got to do is just replace our u's. And that right there is our answer.